Despite defense of the GTH in the legislature, former Minister of the Economy, Jeremy Harrison, now says the government shouldn't have been involved in the project. Harrison made that statement today during a pledge to make sweeping changes to the province's ethics and transparency rules. Over the weekend, he announced plans to run to be the leader of the Saskatchewan Party. And today, he explained his reasoning in a scrum. The CBC's Adam Hunter joins us now with more on that. Adam, this is the first major policy platform from a Sask Party leadership hopeful, and it sure turned a lot of heads today.
It did, Jill. Political watchers in Saskatchewan still reacting to this morning's interview with Jeremy Harrison. He says if elected as leader, he would sell the government stake in the GTH. He was, of course, the minister who replaced Bill Boyd as the Minister of Economy and the GTH. I want to show you that exchange. We watched a little bit of it on Jeff's piece, but Harrison and Leader Post political columnist Marie Madrick just talked about what that question was from Jeff's story. Here's those allegations against Bill Boyd and what Jeremy Harrison had to say about it.
If the same scenario came forward, either related to the most recent story in terms of the China business trip and the SNIP immigration fund issues and using the government logo and everything that went on GTH, if the same scenario was played out, would you consider this wrongdoing?
You know what? If this happened when I was Premier and a minister were responsible, they would be fired. Period. End of story.
Now, if you become Premier, would you consider just,
Strong words from Jeremy Harrison, and as mentioned, he says he would sell the GTH if he were Premier. This is a departure from what Premier Wall and other government ministers have said about the project. Harrison defended it many times in the legislature, so what did he have to say about that, Adam?
Well, he says in repeating the line, no wrongdoing, no conflict of interest, he was just doing his job defending the position of the government at the time. He says his stance now of strengthening the transparency and ethics rules in the government and getting rid of the GTH would not come as a surprise to his colleagues.
You know what? As far as divesting the GTH, I believe that this is the right path forward. We should never have been in this business in the first place. If this was a project that could have had economic merit on its own, then the private sector should have led the project. If it didn't, we shouldn't have been involved in it.
Now, Jill, in addition, Harrison says he will get the government out of the commercial land deals that they enter into because they raise, quote, too many questions. He would also ban government officials from developing their personal business while in their position in government, MLAs and senior civil servants, and allowing the conflict of interest of commissioner to fine those who do break the rules. That'd be another change Harrison would implement. Now, the NDP weighed in on this today. Interim leader Nicole Sarr called Harrison's remarks, quote, rich, and said he was throwing Bill Boyd under the bus to further his own leadership bid. Jill.
Thank you, Adam. CBC's Adam Hunter reporting live in our Regina newsroom tonight.